What's up, DIY Nation? You're watching UFloor, the channel bringing you tips and tricks to help you with your next flooring project. And I know you're probably thinking the same thing I am.
Man, where have you been?
No, where have you guys been? I've seen a few of you guys in the comments. You're still coming back, asking questions, dropping comments, helping support the channel, and I do appreciate that, especially when you go down and help me out by buying those Amazon affiliate links. But hey, enough of all that talking. The exciting news is we are back, and we are back with something pretty awesome I wanted to show you guys that I got going on here in my bathroom. So let's take a look. Today we are installing Pergo DuraCraft. Now, I have not installed this on the floors yet, but if you take a look, I have installed it on the walls. That's right, I installed LVP flooring on my walls. Now, if you guys are not familiar with this channel or my other channel, let me back up a little bit and tell you, I do have another channel called Rent This, Flip That. And if you want to go access that, I'll leave a link down in there. But there's tons of videos on there, DIY related. So if you guys got projects coming up and you need some inspiration, maybe you can grab some from over there. But I did tell everyone on that channel, once I got to the floor, I'm going back over to UFloor so that I can get myself a flooring video online and we can get that thing fired back up. Plus, when I get done with this remodel, I think there's going to be a whole lot more floor stuff coming up. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do to get started. If you take a look down there, you can see my level is pretty straight. And I have a little bit of a dip over here. I'm not going to worry about something like that as long as it's stiff, you know, the tub, and then it doesn't flex back and forth. I'm going to silicone it at the end there. That way it is all held together as one. Now, as far as expansion gaps, yes, LVP does expand and contract. It is not as bad as your wood or laminates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit tight up against the tub over here and use a 100% silicone because it is flexible. But then I'll make sure to leave a good, generous expansion gap around the rest of this. And then we are going to set our baseboard down on top of that. That is the plan going forward. And to start, I believe I spoke with Kelly, and instead of running the floor this way, we are going to run the floor this way. She wants it to be like it runs right into the wall. So I'm going to start on this wall, and the reason I'm going to do that is because over here, I believe that one of these tiles will cut in half on that. But I'll check and see. But one thing for sure is when I go to cut whatever I'm using for over here, I want to either cut it long ways or I want to cut it this way. That way I can two-piece it and make sure that I put it underneath the flange. Alright guys, let's get this thing laid out and get started.
Okay, the first thing you're going to want to do is cut all of your door jambs. So grab a scrap piece of flooring and an oscillating tool. Set the tool on top and start cutting. This will allow you to slide your flooring underneath the jambs and make for a nice clean installation. If you don't have an oscillating tool, you can always just use a regular handsaw and just lay it down flat on top of your scrap piece of flooring.
Okay, now we've come to one that's a little bit hard to get installed, and there's two ways that you can go about doing it. One way is you can go ahead and get it cut up, pull the one up there by the tub, and then slide this one into place and then drop the one over there by the tub. Or you can do it the way that I'm about to attempt to do it, which is to mark it, clip it in, and see if we can't snatch it back using a piece of LVP up underneath it. If that doesn't work, we'll end up just going ahead and pulling the one up there and sliding it in, but we're gonna at least try to attempt it, okay? Here we go. So I have this edge lined up with this edge right here. That lets me know where it needs to go over here, so I've got plenty of room for that. And now I need to figure out how to notch it deep. So now I'll just line this up with this here. Make sure it's lined up down here at the bottom too. Yeah, that looks like it's gonna be tough, huh? Tough. Alright, so I guess what we'll try to do first is to try to get this into that. And I think if I just get my little tapping block and I pop it, not beat it, but if I pop it, I might be able to slip those in there. Let's try it. That helps get it locked in to start with. Now I'm gonna get this and I'm just gonna pop it. Put my knees on there, make sure it goes in there. Ooh, look at that. Pop it, don't stop it. All right, now we can try the other way. Okay, now for this, you guys know how it needs to go at an angle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a piece of this LVP right here and I'm gonna slide it up underneath this right here. That somewhat creates that angle that I'm looking for. And if I can get most of this in, then momentum will really swing the rest of it in. Let's see if we can't get that happening. All right, so here I got this in. Again, we want to make sure that we have it pushed down. First, I'm just going to start with this side. We got that side in. Now the hard part. Let's go ahead and get it over here. Watch the crack. See that? We're almost there. Pop it. We just had to pop it, and that's it. Alright, that's in. Now we just need to finish the rest of it. Now we got to cut around this toilet flange over here, and I got to get that thing up. Alright, we're going to try to get this done in 3 pieces, so I'm going to go ahead and clip these 2 in so I can get me a good line over here. You can see my line right here, so because this is going to pick up on the other side, right? Okay. I'm just going to line the gray up here with the white. Alright, so the way I like to do this, so this will be my piece right here. And I'm going to cut my hole in it. So I'll be able to pull off of here, and off of there too, because I do have the white line that I'm pulling off there too. Alright, so let's get started on that. Alright, and the only way I know to find the center of this hole exact, is take a piece of tape like this here, and just stretch it across there. Doesn't have to be pretty or anything like that, but we are just going to try to mark the center, okay? So this thing is 7 inches all the way around. So I'm going to go to 3.5 and mark it in a couple spots. Mark it here. Yeah, I think we pretty much got our center right there. Okay guys, now that we have the center of the toilet, we can start pulling numbers off of the LVP that's surrounding it so we can get a pinpoint accurate measurement to the center of the flange. So I'm gonna measure from the white to the center, and I have exactly, looks like 11 and 15 sixteenths. So, and that's over here somewhere in this area, 11 and 15 sixteenths. All right, and I need one other number. From the center right there to the white over here is exactly 11. So we need to come up 11. Now just double check, you can see that white, that black mark I made with my pencil right there. Let me mark that. Says we are at, looks like 1 3/4, and then right here, boom, 1 3/4. I like it. That's the center of our toilet hole. Now I'm gonna get my third piece and clip it in over here. That way I can make a full circle and go ahead and get it cut out of both pieces. Let's go. 18 and 3/8. 18 and 3/8. Okay, so it might be hard to see because it's on top of it, but here it is, and we're going to come over here and take a look. Now this floor needs to go under this flange over here. So with that being said, we want to come in just a little bit, and I'm going to measure in. It looks like, I would say that if we did, yeah, let's do 5 3/4. So 5 3/4, half of that, half of 5 1/2 would be 2 3/4. And then add your 1/8, and so you have 2 7/8. Is that right? 2 7/8. Let's use this. Let's see. There's 1, 2 7/8 right there, and then 1, 2 7/8 right there, giving us a total of, that's 5 3/4. 5 3/4. I like that. I just like to take my 7/8. I'm gonna put it right in the middle of that little plus star I made right there, and just make me a couple little reference points. We'll get it figured out. Just take it all the way around. All right, so now we have our circle. It should be just inside that flange. That'll be perfect. Let's get this thing cut. I think I'm gonna go with the jigsaw. I got this one and the little one. If we can get those two in, I think we'll be home free. That's my assessment of the whole situation. All right, let's see. All right, and now we're gonna try to get this thing up. Look at that, pretty easy, pretty easy. Now we just gotta slide this thing under there. Look at that, we got it under there, guys. We are under. So that's good. That's good that we got it under there. Now we gotta get finished getting it under there. That's the part where I told you, you don't have to practice that, putting that piece underneath there. All right, so now, remember how we were talking earlier about putting some underneath there? That's, we're gonna have to do that. There is really no other way to do it. Unless you cut, some people cut the locking system off right here and then glue it in. I'm not a big fan of that. And of course, I mean, I think I've done it once or twice. I can get it in, I get it in. Well, let me get this slid up underneath here. And probably gonna have to pry up on this too, just a little bit. Sliding that under there. You see, and you see the reason I got such a long one too is because I don't want it to flex this way when I put my piece in right here, this piece. Does that make sense? All right, so there we go. Another quick little tip is if you can't get this thing up and get it holding the pull bar, I call it situation bar, that's gonna be a big help too. Let's grab that. All right, here we go. Now, I'm gonna start over here on this side. It should be easy over here on this side because, well, just because I said. All right, I got my hands up against this, and we are pop. That one popped in easy. And when I say pop it in, guys, what I mean is I don't mean swing it. I mean kind of let it fall and whip it at the end. Does that make sense? All right, so we're coming on down, Let's go. All right, so we got this side in. Now we got to transfer over to this side. All right, so you can see we're in here. So I got to get this little piece, either one of these. I'm going to slide it up underneath here. That's just to lift it. There we go, look at that. Just to lift it. And I got that in there too. All right, sweet. Now, this side. All right, you can see this side needs to go in now. We're just going to pop it. Oh, let me get this. This is a big help. The reason I like using this is because it kind of pulls it up a little bit at an angle too, but it helps to push down right here. All right, and we're about to pop it. Let's go. I want you guys to see the line, the crack. It's no point in, I can't see it. See the crack? All right, here we go. And pop, and one more pop. Pop. Look at that. All the way across. We are good to go. Very nice. All right, and then as you guys can see, the flange is sitting above finished floor, and that's how we do it. Now I just got these other pieces to put in. This should be pretty easy. Let's go. Let me try to get sneaky on me. Look at that. In its place. Very good, very good. I like it. Now this method is a little bit different. It's a little bit easier because all you got to do is really, if you can get the back side lifted up, you're just prying in. This guy will definitely be a help too. So let's get them both clicked in. We'll come back to this in a second. That was easy. Look at that. Okay, so now here's another trick I used to do. Sometimes just vibrating this, like getting it where it needs to be, but I get it at a slight angle. So if I can get it at a slight angle, and I'll grab it with this thing and try to pull it up. And then, now, if it won't go, just tapping it with the hand. And then we can vibrate it back and forth. Pop it in, pop it in. Pop, 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 pop. Pop it. All right, guys, look at that. Floor underneath the flange. Right on, let's go. All right, so it looks like we got 2 pieces left over to finish up this room in here. I'm gonna go ahead and knock those out. Let's go.
All right, you guys, there you have it. 1 tile floor LVP made by DuraCraft, installed today. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed today's presentation and all the tips and tricks that I brought you that I've learned over the years. If you did and I brought you some kind of value, you would definitely help me and the channel if you would go down and smack the like button. It only takes a second, but you have no idea how much it helps. And if you want to see future videos like this, make sure you go down and subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Alright you guys, that's going to do it for me on this one, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until next time, take care and stay safe. Peace!